When things go wrong as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must but do not ever quit. Success is a failure turned inside out. Let's talk and clear the clouds of doubt.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another amazing, exciting, and new episode of your favorite program, Let's Talk. Of course, I'm your favorite host, Malik, and of course, without doubt, this is your favorite channel, Huda TV. You guys, we're talking about this evening something very dramatic, something very important, something very sad. We're talking about death. The death of what? Of who? Who died? Who's about to die? Nobody, no person. Actually, we're talking about the death of the Arabic language. Is it dead? Has it already died? Or is it wincing on its deathbed? If so, who harmed it? Who killed it? Is it our fault, as those of us who speak Arabic natively, who don't teach our children proper Arabic and various slang languages that exist throughout the Arab world? Has that killed Arabic? Or have some diluted people who choose to teach their children French because it's a language of Voltaire, or English because it's the international business language, or the language of Chaucer and Shakespeare, these type of people, before they master the Arabic language? Who's responsible for the present state of the Arabic language? Is it still alive today on the face of the earth? That is our topic. So who are we going to discuss this topic with? We bring a lecturer of Islamic law from one of the most prestigious Islamic universities, if not the most prestigious Islamic university on the face of the earth, right here in Cairo, Egypt, Al-Azhar University. And of course, I'm talking about the host of Universal Quran, Dr. Mahmoud Danawi. Dr. Mahmoud, assalamu alaikum, and thank you for joining us for this this wonderful topic. It's always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. Of course, we have the studio audience. I want to greet you all. Assalamu alaikum as well. I think we have an international audience, so I think this topic is good. We have Arabic speakers, native and non-native, so I want to get your feedback about, in detail, in depth, this episode about that. I want to start by everybody just say your name, where you're from, and pass the mic along so we can get to know each other a little bit better this episode, inshallah.
My name is Ayman and I'm from America.
You're from America. Excellent, Ayman. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum to everybody. My name is Hussam Eddin Alam. I'm from Egypt.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, guys.
Actually, at Al-Azhar University.
And also mention it, are you a native speaker of Arabic or not?
Yes, I'm Egyptian and my mother tongue is Arabic.
Okay,
yes.
and I mean, what about you? You're from America, you said, so...
Kind of. I'm learning Arabic in the
Okay,
university.
mashallah. Good for you. Okay. Okay, go ahead, brother.
My name is Bilal and from UK.
Okay, and are you a native speaker of Arabic or?
Actually, no, but I'm studying.
You're studying. Okay, excellent. Very good. Thank you, Bilal.
My name is Ahmed from Egypt.
Ahmed from Egypt, or?
Yes.
No, I thought you were from. If you would guess, I thought you were from Russia, Dagestan. You're living in Egypt, or you're Egyptian?
Right. I'm Egyptian,
okay.
and here is my country,
okay.
and my mother tongue is Arabic.
Okay, mashallah. Thank you for that.
Thank
okay. I'm sorry, I had some confusion. I thought you said that you were just studying in Arabic. I thought you were originally from Dagestan or Russia. Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi, assalamu alaikum. My name is Yusuf. I'm from Canada.
Okay, are you a native speaker of Arabic?
No, but I'm learning right
Learning
now.
Arabic as well. Okay, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
My name is Tayyib and I'm from Canada.
And you're Tayyib.
No,
you're a nice guy too.
Thank you.
You're from Canada as well, so Arabic is not your native language, or it is?
Yeah. And no, it's not native to me, but I'm learning it.
Oh,
so.
good for you. Okay, excellent. Thank you, brother.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
My name is Ismir and I'm from Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Okay, and Arabic language is native for you, or you learned later?
I know Arabic.
You speak Arabic fluently?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
My name is Dino and I'm from Bosnia also, like my friend Ismir.
Excellent. And obviously you learn Arabic later as a
yes,
young... Okay,
yes,
thank you, Dino. Thank you so much. Okay, well, excellent. That gives us a little bit more of a familiarization with the topic as well. So, Dr. Mahmoud, let me pose this question to you. Do you believe that the Arabic language, as it was revealed at the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and spoken by the Sahaba, may Allah be pleased with all of them, do you think this language is still in existence today, or spoken by many Arabs and Muslims, or has it died out?
Of course, all languages have gone through developments and changes in a way.
Okay.
And Arabic, we would say that now we are talking about or speaking about modern Arabic.
Okay.
It's not the classical Arabic that was used during the time of the Prophet and the companions, because if you go back to classical books, for example, maybe 200-300 years ago, you'll find them difficult. I'm doing some translations sometimes. In order to translate very old books, I need to have an Arabic dictionary first, and then translate from Arabic to English as well.
Okay.
But the Arabic language is not going to die.
Okay. Why do you say that? Why do you feel confident saying that?
Because we have the Quran.
Okay.
And as long as we are using the Quran 5 times a day, so the Arabic language will remain, will never be forgotten.
Okay, Dr. Mahmoud, I agree with you, and I want this to be true, but I wanted to pose you this question. As an American, I speak like a North American English. I can memorize a page of Shakespeare, I can memorize a page of Chaucer, and try to perfect the accent, but it's not my native language. I can't speak, when I go home, I don't speak to my family in this language. Do you think this is happening to Muslims, that they recite the Quran in perfect Arabic, but then they don't understand it, they don't understand Arabic?
Yeah, some of them, and that's why we have, for the Quran, we have loads of books of tafsir in a way of explanation of the Quran or exegesis. That will make it easy to understand, because the issue is we don't speak classical Arabic the same as was during the time of the Prophet. I mean, every language, this is something international, every language going through many changes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look at we can talk about English later and how that's worked as well. Brother Ayman, I think before you started the show, you told me you had a really important question you wanted to ask Dr. Mahmoud, so go ahead.
As we know that the Arabic language spread, it was only in the Hijaz from before Islam, and after Islam came, of course the Sahaba spread Islam to other countries, and with that, of course, the Arabic language also had to spread with it. So what I'm trying to ask here is, of course, we could say that the Islamic Ummah is generally weak today. So does the strength of the Arabic language have to do with the strength of the Islamic Ummah today?
Excellent point. Are they related somehow?
Great. Yes, sure, definitely.
So if we, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because if the Muslim nation is powerful,
right?
Sure, will affect the other people, and our language will prevail over there.
Right.
But we can't speak about our language, and we are still, for example, depending on others.
Yeah.
And we don't produce a lot. We don't manufacture things a lot.
Right.
So definitely, this will the same as English, for example, now is the global language.
Right.
Because of the
power, we can say,
power,
of the Western world,
for those countries who speak English.
Yeah,
but if we can have the same power, if we can have the same strength, we will impose our language.
Yeah.
And people, for example, instead of using, for example, Windows, right?
Yeah.
We can use, for example, Windows, the Arabic version.
Yeah.
Right? So, but this I think needs a lot of time to be...
Excellent point. By the way, my friend Ibrahim actually pointed this out to me. When you open up a Windows, it will say Arabic. What Arabic do you want? It says Syrian Arabic, Egyptian Arabic, Moroccan Arabic. I think this is also like a tool to break up the Arabic language as well into different parts.
Yeah.
So that's an excellent point as well, Dr. Mahmoud. But colonialism, okay, the tool of the colonialists is to take away their language. That's the first thing they do. So I think, would you agree in these times that in order to attack the Islamic religion and nation and identity, the first thing you can attack aside from the religion itself is the language that they speak. I think this is part of it as well.
Yeah. Nowadays, I don't think that these countries are stupid enough to send soldiers, for example, to fight. What they are doing now is through spreading their culture.
Right.
I would say that maybe more than 70% of Egyptian children are crazy about, for example, SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Right? Or about cartoons, about Space Tune, about Mickey Mouse, about Tom and Jerry. Right?
Yeah, right.
So this is the culture. And now our children are being brought up upon this culture.
Right.
So they don't speak Arabic correctly.
Yeah, correctly.
They are crazy about such characters and Harry Potter and whatever, right?
Yeah,
right. But that's not our culture.
Yeah, that's not our culture, but it's being imposed on us because of our position.
Yeah. So there's a new colonization, I think.
Yes, it's an intellectual colonization. And actually, I have my son, I live in Cairo, I have my son in the nursery here, and they speak to him in Arabic, and I said, SubhanAllah, come on, you guys, please speak to, excuse me, they speak to him in English. So I said, SubhanAllah, come on, you guys, speak to him in Arabic. This is the language here. It's important that we learn Arabic and not abandon it, because as you will agree, Dr. Mahmoud, you live in the UK, I come from America. If you go to a daycare in the United States, do you think they'll teach the kids Arabic?
No.
No way. They'll teach them American English or British English. Of course. So I think we have an inferiority complex, I think, that we're suffering from. Thank you for that excellent question. Do you guys have any more questions from the audience? Alaikum salam, brother. Go ahead.
It wasn't really a question. It was just a comment that I think that many of the students who come to learn Arabic in Egypt are kind of suffering. Like, for example, if I go to the market to get something and I speak classical Arabic, Fusha, they kind of, instead of replying to me in Fusha or classical Arabic, they'll try to reply to me in English because they realize that I'm not a fluent Arabic speaker, and I think that it's kind of like, it doesn't help people who come to learn Arabic, and it's like basically, I was just wondering why that is, and is it because classical Arabic is dying and they don't understand, or they just like to practice English? Is this kind of...
In my opinion, Dr. Mahmoud, if you don't mind me answering, I think people, they see that if you're a foreigner, and they think it's fun to want to practice their English. That's part of it as well. What I do on the streets of Cairo when they speak in English, I've understood what he said to me in English. So then I say in Arabic, excuse me, can you say that again? And he'll repeat it in Arabic, and just in order, just in a nice way, so I don't... so I can practice my Arabic, force him to speak Arabic. So I'll say, معلش ممكن نقول ثاني? Maybe can you say it again? In Arabic, so in order to promote the Arabic language. We have to go to a short break. Brother Bilal, I think you want to ask a question. Hold on to it just for 1 second, and we'll be right back. You guys stay tuned at home for more of Let's Talk.
Ask Hoda.
If you're still in Mecca or close by to Mecca, then you have to know that you are still in the state of ihram. As long as it is not for sale, then he does not have to pay zakah for it. Forbade praying witr similar to Maghrib prayer. So whoever prays witr 3 rak'ahs and sitting after the second rak'ah as if he's praying Maghrib prayer, this is forbidden, this is haram. Euthanasia is permissible with animals but not with human beings. If an animal is suffering, killing an animal for a legitimate reason is permissible. Both are acceptable, but the majority say that after the ruku' is the place of qunut. But both was reported.
Have a question or concern on your mind? Hoda TV decided, based on popular demand, we will be bringing you an additional episode of Ask Hoda with Sheikh Azim bin Luqman Al Hakim live from Jeddah, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back, you guys, to your favorite program, Let's Talk. We're talking about a very interesting topic. We're talking about death. Who died? The Arabic language. Is it dead? Is it still alive? Is it on its deathbed, wheezing? Of course, we have an Islamic perspective to offer some insight into this matter. Dr. Mahmoud Danawi. Dr. Mahmoud, thank you for staying with us. We appreciate it. Thank you for your time. And of course, you guys at home, we have a very special guest. He's a dear friend to Huda TV and a dear friend of mine as well. He's a non-Arabic speaker, so he's from the UK, so he will give us some insight from the outside looking in that should enrich the conversation a bit. He's a Muslim revert from Stokes-upon-Trent, a.k.a. the Potteries between Birmingham and Manchester. Mr. Rafi Abdul Malik Ali. Mr. Rafi, assalamu alaikum, akhi. Thank you for being here. Did I get that right? You're from Stokes-upon-Trent?
Yes, yeah, I am, yes. You got it right.
And they call it the Potteries. Why?
Because we're famous for, like, the pottery, the cups. It's like Will Dalton. Too much pottery there.
Subhanallah, mashallah. Yes. Very good. Bilal from the UK, the studio audience, I cut you off last segment. You had a question you want to ask Dr. Mahmoud. Go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to say that the Westerns always trying to influence their culture into the Muslim lands.
Okay.
Do you think it's our fault as Muslims for accepting that culture?
Excellent question. That's an excellent point. I'm going to restate that really quick for you, Dr. Mahmoud. The Western people put their culture on us. Whose fault is it? Because we're the ones who accept it. But before you answer that question, I want us to go to a quick report, you guys, that we prepared for you. So check it out and stay tuned for Dr. Mahmoud's response. Unfortunately, the most widely and easily understood dialect of Arabic in the world today is not classical Arabic, the language of the Quran and Sunnah. Rather, it is Egyptian or Cairene Arabic, the language of films, music, and soap operas. The modern Egyptian language, abbreviated Masri or Egyptian, is the language spoken by approximately 120 million contemporary Egyptians. Egyptian Arabic is a variety of the Arabic language of the Semitic branch of the Afro-Asiatic language family, and it originated in the Nile Delta of Lower Egypt, around the capital, Cairo. This Cairene or Egyptian Arabic descended from the spoken Arabic brought to Egypt after the Muslim conquest during the 7th century AD, and later by other languages such as Ottoman Turkish, Italian, French, and English. Egyptian or Cairene Arabic is similar to Parisian French and is essentially a spoken language. Further confusing matters, Egyptians speak a wide variety of regional dialects including Upper Egyptian, East Delta, West Delta, Middle Egypt, Nile Valley, and Eastern and Western Badawi. Gulf or Khaliji Arabic is a variety of the Arabic language spoken around the shores of the Arabian Gulf in Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, Oman, and the Arab-populated regions of modern-day Iran. Some notable characteristics that set it apart from other Arabic dialects are the presence of Persian loanwords, as well as the pronunciation of the letter kaf as sh, or the Arabic letter qaf with a G sound, turning the word daqiqa into dajija. Moroccan Arabic has a distinct pronunciation and is nearly unintelligible to other Arabic speakers, due to the fact that it is highly integrated with Berber, French, Spanish, and most recently English. There is a relatively clear-cut division between Moroccan Arabic and Standard Arabic, and most uneducated Moroccans do not understand modern Standard Arabic. Depending on cultural background and degree of literacy, those who do speak modern Standard Arabic may prefer to use Arabic words instead of their French or Spanish borrowed counterparts, while upper and educated classes often adopt code switching between French and Moroccan Arabic. Andalusian Arabic, also known as Andalusi, Spanish, or Moorish Arabic, was a variety of the Arabic language spoken in modern-day Spain and Portugal. It has become extinct after the expulsion of Muslims after the Reconquista. Furthermore, Sicilian Arabic was widely spoken in Sicily and Malta between the 9th and 14th centuries, but has now become completely extinct in Sicily. With the passage of time, Sicilian Arabic spoken in Malta has morphed into what is now an entirely separate language, Maltese. Given these facts, will the Arabic language survive in the coming centuries, or will it become a dead language only spoken by a handful of religious scholars and academics on university campuses? Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that report. I mean, all I can say is astaghfirullah. Can you believe that the most commonly understood dialect of Arabic is not the language of the Quran and Sunnah? No, it is a local dialect of Cairo, Egypt. Why? Because it is a language of serials, soap operas, films, music. I mean, I think this is a tragedy. Dr. Mahmoud, before the break, before the report, Brother Bilal from the UK, he asked us, look, you know, Westerners, yes, it's true, the powers that be, we can say, are imposing their culture on the Muslim world. Whose fault is it really, though? Are we to blame them like we always do, or should we blame ourselves for accepting this culture?
I don't know which part should we blame, but mainly we should blame ourselves, not for accepting. We can't accept it. There is no I mean, objection against this culture in general, but the objection is against the bad parts of it, for example.
Excellent point, yeah.
When we can't accept, for example, to see, I'm sorry to say this, like porno views or scenes, for example, or we have to filter what our children watch.
Right.
Because through many studies, I have found out that there are many games that teach, for example, violence.
Of course.
That teach killing, for example.
Yeah.
Or mock, for example, the Islamic creed, or mock the Islamic, for example, figures.
Right.
So the Western culture in general is not bad, all of it.
Right.
It's unfair to say this.
Yes, unfair. Good point.
Yeah. But we can take the good part, and then we can leave the bad part.
Thank you for making that distinction, because we can't say everything is bad. No, we take the good, and we adapt it to ourselves, and we leave what's wrong according to our Islamic belief. Excellent point, Dr. Mahmoud. Raf, you have an interesting perspective, because you are a Muslim from Stokes-upon-Trent. You are native English, and now you live in the Middle East. I mean, what do you think there's bad and good in both cultures, or how do you see it?
Basically, you know, it's very difficult. When I first came
to Egypt, you live in Egypt.
I live in Egypt now, alhamdulillah. When I first came, you know, I was saying words like kayfa haluka,
which you learned from your friends
which I learned proper Arabic from the UK.
Oh, okay.
And when I'm speaking this on the street, I'm going kayfa haluka, and they're looking at me as if I was speaking a different language.
So as you're a very strange man, right?
Exactly. And now I found out it's like zayik, akbarakay.
This is a local slang,
yes, it's a local slang. So, you know, it's, you know, whose fault is it? Is it our fault for accepting?
Right.
However, I do believe we have a choice.
Right.
For example, if I want to wear galabeya, this is my choice.
Right, you have freedom, right.
Yes, if I want to wear, if I don't want to wear. So, you know, every answer I believe is in the Quran.
Right, okay.
We only need to look and do we accept what's going on or do we not accept?
Right. And you British guys sound really strange. You and Bilal, you guys sound really strange as well. And there's lots of English British dialects. We can compare the situation. We can maybe make an episode called The Death of English, because Brother Rafi's over here speaking like the Queen of England, King of England. I speak like an American guy. I think Dr. Mahmoud, you speak a little bit more like Rafi. You have the English accent there. So we could do the same episode, maybe the death of the English language. But we're talking about Arabic, which is the language of the Quran and Sunnah. That's why it's so important. And I want to go to Brother Ahmed. Brother Ahmed, I know you have something to share with us about this.
Yes. I just want to say I'm very happy to be in a very blessed place in Al Huda TV. But at the same time, I feel very sad for the topic that you are choosing to speak about, which is speaking about the Arabic language.
Right.
That we are, as Arab persons, we feel very, very, very sad, because we find ourselves away with this very great language, which is the Arabic language, the language of the Quran.
Right.
Till the point that our brother was speaking about, whenever he wants to speak to anyone in the street, to ask him for something, he while our brother is speaking in the Fusha language, or the classic language, he find the person, the Arabic person, doesn't understand what he means.
Or he replies in English.
Yes, he find a problem to speak the classic language or the Fusha language.
Right.
This is a very sad point to speak about. Just, I think the main reason being that is the Arab persons must return to know the value of this language.
Right.
We really forget the value of this language, the language of the Quran and the Sunnah and the Prophet and the Sahaba.
Of course.
If we return to this very good point, which is the value of this language, the language that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke with his Prophet, and the Prophet spoke it with the Sahaba, we will return back. And we have many other reasons beyond that. The community itself, the educational managements, the institutions, and the family itself. We must return back to ourselves, to stand faster on the ground, to know the main reason being this big problem. We're speaking now to the foreigner persons to learn the Arabic language,
but we don't practice
ourselves. We ourselves.
That's a good point.
Allah, a very, very sad situation I'm here to speak about it. We must, as Muslim Arab,
and non-Arab,
yes, but as Muslims, we must know the great value of this language,
of course,
and return back to our institutions to correct the way of its learning, and to the father and the mother and all the community participate in such a problem. So I think our doctor know more reasons to speak about to us and to all our viewers to solve this big problem.
SubhanAllah, and I'm glad you shared that story with us. I actually know a brother from Bosnia. He's married to an Arab woman. He speaks classical Arabic, and he told his wife, look, we're going to raise our kids speaking proper Arabic, and SubhanAllah, they do it. So, I mean, there is some hope. You know, there is a lot of hope that the Arabic language is here to stay. But that Bosnian brother really impressed me. He said, I speak proper Arabic. My wife is actually from Egypt, and she can speak proper Arabic as well, and this is how we raise our children. So they make that decision and go that way. So I think that's a great point. Thank you, Brother Ahmed, for sharing that. But some people say, Dr. Mahmoud, for example, that the Romance languages, for example, many 2,000 years ago in Europe there was a single language, and now we have French, Spanish, Italian, Romanian. Do you think that will happen to Arabic, or it's already happened?
No, I mean Arabic has a little bit changed, but not dramatically.
Not dramatically,
Like for example, if you go back to English, for example, the English of Shakespeare, you'll never be understand it.
Yeah, it takes some study.
Yeah. But now, for example, it's okay if I get a book, for example, that was published 500 years ago, I will be able to understand it easily.
You will.
I might find some maybe weird words to me,
but you just pick up a dictionary and it's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent point. And of course, like we said, I mean, SubhanAllah, in England there's more than one dialect within England.
Yes.
I mean, how many dialects are there over there? All the different regions, right?
Yes. Gosh, I mean, we have words like in when we say by in our area, we say tra.
In Stoke.
Okay. And so if you go, if you go to London, it's obviously different.
Right.
Different parts of the country have different, sayings, such as like Manchester. And we all have traditions, and it's very what we all understand.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, SubhanAllah, we have a Facebook page for Let's Talk, and when I put this topic on there, Dr. Mahmoud, people put a lot of hits on there. So I said, will the Arabic language die out like ancient Greek and Latin, which is now just an academic language spoken on campuses and by religious scholars.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that will never happen. Do you think there's a chance of that happening? Do we have any evidence from Quran and Sunnah that says the Arabic language will not die?
Yeah, it's very vivid. I mean, the main guidance we have, or the main book we have, the Quran, as long as we are reading the Quran daily,
right,
then the Arabic language will remain there.
That's a great point, because although other languages like Greek, English, they have big books, okay, big authors, like the Odyssey, the Iliad, they have epic books in each language, but nothing holds together the language like the Quran will hold together Arabic language. If it's practiced by everybody, and subhanAllah, it's a very, very interesting point. I mean, Shakespeare, people read it, but it doesn't play a central role in the life of every Englishman.
Not at all.
Yeah, exactly. Or Chaucer, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah, just read on university campuses.
Exactly.
SubhanAllah.
For your A-levels and your GCSEs, you read Shakespeare.
Right,
it's a must.
But you can't put on a Shakespearean accent, can you?
Not at all, no.
Can you give us a try? You can't at all.
I'd love to try.
What about if we give you a piece of Chaucer? Could you read it and understand it?
I can read and understand, but it's very difficult at first if you're not aware of it.
It'll take you practice.
You have to be somewhat educated to understand.
Right.
If you just get a normal person,
right,
they have to look twice, because the words they're going to be like thus.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
These words, these words are not what we use daily.
Yeah.
So some of the words we have to, obviously compare and think, gosh, what are these words?
Yeah, right. So and you might have to break out a dictionary as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Just get the online dictionary whilst you're reading.
Excellent point.
I think some new novels of Shakespeare, you have the language of Shakespeare on this page, on the other page you have the New English.
Yeah, I went to UCLA and studied English Lit, and we definitely had side by side, as if it's two languages. They have the language of Chaucer on one side and a modern translation.
Yes.
SubhanAllah. Actually, I know one person, Arabic speakers, they said to me, when I read a hadith in Arabic, I have to read the English translation on the side. Have you guys ever heard people saying that before? Someone said to me, if I read a hadith in Arabic, sometimes I have to, in a native speaker of Arabic, I have to read the English to get the meaning. This is a big problem, I think. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is a big problem, Doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's important that we understand it. This is the language of Quran and Sunnah. Yeah. So that's my personal. Go ahead, but do you have a question?
Yes. Bismillah ar-Rahim. My name is Hussam Din Alam. I'm a student at the Faculty of Sharia and Law English at Al-Azhar University.
Excellent. Thank you.
Actually, I have a personal experience with regard to the Arabic language, and it's being commanded by non-Arab speakers.
Right.
In my faculty and in Al-Azhar University in general, it's almost like the UN. You have students from North Asia, from all over.
It's like the UN. Everyone's there.
Yes, the four corners of the world are there. So many of my classmates and many of my friends and the students who are with me in my university, when I ask them, was it really difficult for you to learn Arabic and to have a good command and to master Arabic? They told me they all agreed on one thing: if you have the intention and the determination to learn Arabic, you'll learn it, and it's a very easy language. And many of them told me a very surprising thing. They told me the following: the feeling and the experience that you feel in your mind and in your heart is never like any other language. Yeah. Nothing really compares to Arabic.
Yes, I agree with you, and that's motivation for me and Brother Rafi. Yes. I don't speak Arabic. I've been Muslim now 5 years. I've been in Egypt 2 years. I think you've been in Egypt 3 years.
3 years.
So it's a motivation for us, and I can tell you as well, I really like to speak Arabic, and I need to take more of an effort, inshallah. You guys stay tuned for more Let's Talk. We'll be right back. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to your favorite program, Let's Talk. We're talking about death. We're talking about the death of who, the death of what, I should say, the death of the Arabic language. Is it dead? Is it still alive? Are we giving it CPR? We hope it doesn't die. We hope that it stays forever. Thank you guys for staying with us. Dr. Mahmoud, thank you. Appreciate your time. As well as Brother Rafi all the way from Stokes-upon-Trent. How was the flight from Stokes?
Oh, it's great. It's good.
Thank you so much, Rafi. I'm just joking. We know that you live in Egypt. And the studio audience, you guys, thank you for staying with us as well. And you guys have any more? Brother, I know you're from the United States, and you're learning Arabic as a second language. Tell us a little bit about that experience. And you live in Egypt now.
Well, yeah, almost my whole life I lived in America. You know, my parents are originally from Egypt, so I know how to speak local Arabic well.
Okay.
But you know, to me, the classical Arabic and the local Arabic of these some of these countries like Algeria and stuff like that, they have like French, a lot of French and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mixed into it. So I just want to make the comment that, you know, it's like a totally different language.
Right.
Because when you speak classical Arabic to, let's say, someone that's not very, you know, educated here, maybe here in Egypt, he's not going to understand you.
Or anywhere, in any of these countries, yeah.
Or any of these countries.
Yeah.
So it's like a foreign language.
Yeah.
You know, that's what really stood out to me, that the colonization and stuff like that really destroyed the Arabic language and basically the Islamic empire. You know.
So how can we get it back? What's the solution then?
Well, in my opinion, that since like I made the comment earlier that the Islamic Islam and Arabic is so
they're connected, they're married together. They can't be divorced.
So, in my opinion, we have to go back to our religion, our roots first.
Right.
You
our
know?
Islamic identity.
Even when Islam was sent down on the Prophet, peace be upon him, there's a lot of these Arabic customs that were still there. You know,
right.
Like being good to your neighbor, or being inviting people over to your house so they could eat. You know, a lot of these same Arabic customs. So in my opinion, we have to go back, you know, to the Islamic roots.
Right.
You know, and not to follow these Western
or anything
Western desires,
anti-Islamic, yeah.
Or anything anti-Islamic that goes against the Islamic rulings.
Right. Yeah, excellent point, brother. I mean, I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more about that. Brother Akram, did you have another comment you wanted to share? I know you came all the way from Russia, so I wanted to give you time.
Yes.
I know you're from Egypt. I'm just teasing you. Go ahead.
I just want to say an advice to certainly to fathers, because I have a practical situations or a practical experience myself and in my family.
Yeah.
I have 2 kids, and when alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, when I started to learn my first one to speak, I just try to learn him to say the Arabic Fusha. While he say, his mother started to say to him, say Baba, and I refused that. I said no, just say Abi.
I have the same
and
thing.
Ummi. I start to do that. With the intention to take a reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to preserve my kids, and to make my ummah return to this very good root, the roots of the Quran and the Sunnah. And I start to learn him to say just, instead of saying, in the Arabic dialect or the Arabic slang language, you say Yalla. That means in English, let's go.
Right.
I start to learn him to say Hayya.
Hayya. Yeah.
This is the this must be the situation of every father.
Yeah.
So this is my advice to fathers, to start learning a little words of the Arabic Fusha to their kids, and inshallah this kid, when he grow up, he will be a very good person that presents the Arabic language in the very good model, inshallah.
In a beautiful way.
May Allah return all of us.
Inshallah. Actually, I have my son Abdullah. He's 1 year 2 months. If you tell him Feina Arabiya, where's the accent, he'll grab a little toy car. Yeah. But like you said, well, because you know it's hard to fight the whole system. This is what he learned. But inshallah, we will teach him classical Arabic. Inshallah, his mother. Go ahead, brother. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I would like to say that when I was living in UK and when I was reading the Quran, and because I didn't understand any of it.
Can you speak English? Are you from the UK?
Yeah.
I'm American. I can't understand you that well.
Seriously? Okay.
Right? I'm just teasing you. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Anyway, when I was reading the Quran, because I didn't understand any of it, you know, there was no feeling.
When you read it in English?
Even in Arabic. When I was living in UK, it was no feeling.
Mm.
Because it's like you're reading another language. Exactly, you're reading French or German, you don't understand it.
Yeah.
But you're just reading it. But coming here and learning Arabic and actually when you're praying, you see a guy next to you crying and you don't understand why he's crying. But when you're actually learning the Arabic language and you see that some verses talking about hellfire or heaven, paradise, and it starts to get to you and it starts to open up your heart.
Yeah.
So when it says Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, it's talking about you, but you don't really know that.
You have to know what those words mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when you know the meaning, it's like a whole new world.
Yeah.
It's a whole different feeling.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
I actually had that personal experience recently too, Dr. Mahmoud. I just, I've been Muslim now 5 years. I don't really have any Arabic knowledge and Quranic knowledge. So I sat down with actually my wife teaching me. And once you have more experience with the Arabic language, subhanAllah, when you start to listen to Quran and you understand the words more, it opens, without doubt.
It goes to your heart directly.
Yeah, it goes to your heart directly, subhanAllah. Yeah. But Dr. Mahmoud, you have 2 children as well. You have children as well?
4.
Oh, mashallah. May Allah keep them safe for you. So do you teach them Arabic and English or proper Arabic, Egyptian?
Yeah, both. Yeah, I teach them, for example, let them memorize the Quran. This is the first thing to
Number 1.
Mend their tongues.
Right? Yeah.
That's it, because I always say the one who wants to learn all languages, he should memorize the Quran very well.
Right?
And if you pass by all words in the Quran, it will be very easy for you.
Because you're using your mouth, your nose, your throat, you're using everything.
As I told you before recording this episode, if you know Arabic very well, if you read all words in the Quran, for example, it will be very easy for you to learn German, which has the kha.
Yeah.
Right? Very easy to learn, for example, French, which has the ghain.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, by learning Arabic, this will give you the chance to have
many
all articulations and all these things.
Yeah, subhanAllah. I had an interesting article I wanted to read and get your input, Dr. Mahmoud, as well as Brother Rafi. It's called, it was posted on March 7, 2010 online. It's called The Death of Arabic in Lebanon. I think you guys, interesting topic, okay? It says here, due to the importance of English and French, classical Arabic is becoming rare in Lebanon. It says Lebanese schools teach students French, English, and Arabic from a young age. French and English are seen as the languages of the elite and the educated. In Lebanon, the dialect has evolved so far from classical Arabic, it is closer to an international hybrid language. Many young people are incapable of writing correctly in Arabic, and many university students interviewed were not even able to recite the Arabic alphabet. It says here, this is a quote from the student named Natalie, "At my school, it's more cool to speak French. Arabic is looked down upon." SubhanAllah. Now you guys are students as well here in Egypt at the Arabic centers. Do you think it's cooler to speak English in your schools, or is it cooler to speak Arabic?
Well, to be honest, when people in my university, when people find out I'm from America, stuff like that.
Because you're studying that as well here in Egypt. I'm sorry.
Yeah. In my university, they try to speak with me English, right? But I try to tell them that try to speak with me Arabic so I could practice.
Yeah.
And this is the language that Allah Ta'ala He sent down the Quran. And our Prophet, peace be upon him, the one who's better than any one of us or anyone that ever lived.
Yeah.
He's the one that spoke Arabic. So we try to be more and more like him.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, really quickly, if you notice, Europeans are jealous about their language. If you ask a Greek person to speak English, he'll tell you, "I don't speak English." He will tell you that. A French person, they're jealous about their language. Don't speak English in this country. They're jealous about it. They don't want to speak English. Yeah. But subhanAllah, we have the reverse mentality, Dr. Mark.
I know I was in the UK. I know an Iraqi family, and their father was insisting that when you go home, when you come home, nobody should speak English at all. You have to speak classical Arabic. When you go to your schools, speak English.
Okay.
Right? Because he's doing his best to maintain his mother tongue.
Yeah.
And this is very important, I think. I do this sometimes with my children. I tell them to speak Arabic as much as you can.
As possible, of course, subhanAllah. Excellent point. Do you have a comment, Brother Bilal?
Actually, I would like to thank
Brother Ahmed,
for his comment saying that this responsibility is for the parents.
Yeah.
Because the parents are sending their children to school and they learn whatever they want.
Yeah.
Actually, when they come home, they should actually put the pressure on their kids to learn the Arabic language.
Right.
Because they are the future.
Yeah.
They are the future of this religion.
Yeah.
So they can be whatever they want to be. But you have to put the pressure on your kids to be who they actually should be.
Your responsibility as a father and mother. Yeah.
Exactly.
Excellent.
So you have to show them that this language is from خير خلق, from Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you have to show off to your kids that this is right.
Yeah, right.
Because when the kids actually go out, you see from the television, the newspapers, or wherever, they're actually showing off the influence that they put in their ideology into the throats of your kids.
Yeah.
So you have to do the same way. You have to do your part to teach your kids that this is Arabic, because the Arabic it's the key that opens a lot of doors.
Yeah, because as non-Arabic speakers like me and the key to Islam is Arabic. I mean, if you really want to fill your heart full of Islam, you need to eventually learn Arabic. Yeah. I mean, you can do some basic stuff without it, but to get anywhere, you need to open that door with the key of Arabic. SubhanAllah. Thank you, Brother Bilal, for that comment. Brother Rafi, you have a child as well, right?
Yes, I do.
How many kids?
Just one right now.
Boy or girl?
Inshallah, it's a girl.
May Allah keep her for you. Inshallah. Well, are you teaching her? I know you speak English. Your wife is speaking
Fussa and classical Arabic and both Arabic.
So it'll be at the same time 2 languages.
Inshallah. It's very difficult though, because as we've just been discussing in the programme, to learn your child Arabic.
Right.
Is it the correct way? If she goes out in the street and she's talking classical Arabic,
right,
are people going to say, we don't understand what you're saying?
But maybe we're exaggerating. Maybe the difference isn't that big.
It's not.
Yeah, maybe, exactly, yeah, right.
Exactly. I just wanted to say something, that they try to implement this in Europe, to have one language called Esperanto.
Yeah, I remember that. That's a great point. They try to make some stupid hybrid language.
Like Spanish, French, Italian, and English. You know,
it was a disaster. It was a failure.
Do
you remember that?
Yeah.
It was some scholars put together some language. They wanted to make a hybrid of European language to make one European. It's stupid, stupid idea,
You do it right.
But I think it's no problem. My son, inshallah, will speak. My father speaks to him in Greek.
Yeah,
I think when you're young, you absorb many things, and it only expands your intelligence as But of course, Arabic I think is a primary language of all Muslims. I think that's the main point. Go ahead, doctor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I remember my supervisor in the UK. He's a British. He speaks Arabic, Persian. He speaks Turkish.
Oh,
I found this out very recently.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I mean, Islam does not prevent you from learning another language, because it's very good. You can use it for dawah. You can use it for spreading, for example, our manners and.
Yeah, of course. It's knowledge, and it makes you more intelligent to learn. But I think Arabic has to be most certainly the primary language. Well, over there in Stokes, I mean, before you came to Egypt, what experience did you have with the Arabic language? Did you go to a center? Did you know Arabs or?
Well, alhamdulillah, when I reverted to Islam, I started going to the mosque, and I was speaking to brothers. Alhamdulillah, they were from the Kurdistan, Iraq, Pakistan.
Okay.
And they sat down and taught me, the Quran, and said, read these books, and they taught me proper, classical Arabic. When I came over, I was already with Galabaya, I was already prepared to read the Quran.
And you had some knowledge of Arabic from back there.
And I had good knowledge about the Quran and the Arabic language. This is why I said earlier, when I came, I was saying Kayfa Haluka, and I was really taking concentration of what I was trying to say. And now I find myself, even as I've said earlier, to say azaic or just what's simpler.
Right.
Because as the audience have just said, if you go out in the town,
right,
and you're speaking just basic, or if you're speaking classical Arabic, somebody from Upper Egypt wouldn't understand what you're saying.
But Upper Egyptians actually speak better Arabic, I heard.
Yeah.
But actually, what? That's an excellent point. I understand what you're saying, Rafi. I understand what you're saying. But what I think, we can look at it in a positive way and say it's our responsibility then. Me, I don't speak Arabic. Well, then learn proper Arabic. And be the change that you want to see in the world, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Raise your kids like the brothers here by speaking Arabic. And you as well as a non-Arabic speaker, learn proper Arabic and practice it among people and spread it with good manners. Inshallah. And don't be upset when people respond to you in English and make a joke out of it. Or sometimes, Dr. Mahmoud, people say to you, they say to you, how are you? They say, how are you to me?
Yeah.
I say, how are you, enta?
Yeah.
Just to have a good time with it, inshallah. So you guys stay tuned. We're going to go to the break real quick. We have more Let's Talk. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Let's Talk. We're talking about the death of Arabic. Well, why don't we be a little more optimistic, talk about life? How can we give it life? We can do that by practicing. We should be the change that we want to see in the world. Practice Arabic with good manners. Learn proper Arabic. Educate yourselves. I'm talking about myself first because I don't speak a word of Arabic. So of course I'm talking to myself and not just preaching to you guys. But of course, let's be positive and talk about the life of the Arabic language instead, inshallah. Dr. Mahmoud, I told a little funny story before the break about when sometimes when people speak English to me, I say, they recognize me as an American. They say, how are you? So I say, how are you, enta? This has a funny way to promote the Arabic language and still do it in good manners. I want you to tell me a story about one of your experiences in England when someone said to you, what you had told me before the break.
Yeah, I think some parts of England, they for example, instead of saying, for example, day, they say it as die. So one of the people told me, have you come to die? I said, no, I have come to live. Right?
Yeah, or sometimes when they say, what is the time? Sometimes people say,
Yeah, someone else, I think, he also was asking about the time, and he said it like this. He told me, have you got the team? I said, I'm sorry, I don't understand this. Could you repeat the question again? He said, have you got the team? What? At the end, I discovered that he is asking me about the time.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. One time a Scottish person called me. I felt so bad, I actually hung the phone up because I couldn't understand what he was saying. So finally, I didn't know what to do, so I hung the phone up, subhanAllah. Dr. Mahmoud, what about, do we have any stories in Islamic history about miscommunication between Arabic speakers?
That's right, yeah. I remember one of the historical events that our master, great companion, Khalid ibn Walid, may Allah be pleased with him, one day he went to a place, and in that time the weather was very cold.
Right.
And he told the people of this village, in Arabic, he said to them, Dafu asrakum, or make your captives feel a little bit warm.
And where is he? They were in the Saudi Arabia area?
I don't remember the place, but just how, for example, the inability to understand each word, this might make a huge confusion.
Yeah.
According to the dialect of those people, the word make your captives warm means kill them. So they killed them. Right?
Oh my goodness.
And Sayyidina Khalid, he said, I didn't mean that. I just meant that, try to bring them, for example, blankets, try to make them feel a little bit warm.
So, SubhanAllah, right? You see the difference of one word within one language, how it can have a different meaning, subhanAllah. Brother Rafi, you're from Stoke. Can you understand a Scottish person?
Yes, I can.
Oh, you can? You don't have any problem with that?
No, we seem to have, similar dialects. Because
okay.
When I'm in Egypt, some people say, excuse me, what are you saying? They don't understand.
Because they're used to American English as well, I think.
It's because the accent I have is very strong.
It's a bit difficult,
I have two, I can speak two, the classic English,
right,
or where I come from. Like, I'll give you an example. If you say hi, we say awat.
What is that?
It's hi.
In Stokes?
Yes, it's awat, awat.
Is that Gaelic or English?
It's English, but it's very common language.
Okay. Yeah. So you have, what if you went to the northeast, the southeast? You understand everybody within your country?
Yes, alhamdulillah, inshallah.
Right.
Even the Irish, I understand the Irish too.
Why do you say even the Irish?
Because, it's very difficult. I think they speak a different language. But, inshallah, we can understand the Irish.
SubhanAllah. Brother Bilal, where are you from in the UK?
Birmingham.
You're from Birmingham. How far are you from Birmingham?
About 30 minutes.
You guys don't need a translator between you guys. You understand?
No, we understand. We don't need the translator.
I'm just teasing. Brother, I'm sorry. Thank you for that. Brother Hossein, you had a question? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes. With regard to the good news that how can we revive the Arabic language and how can we preserve it?
Be positive,
Yes, one important thing is the media and the power of the media. And I mean, we as Arabs and as Muslims, first of all, have to use the media perfectly and positively, and how to stress the fact that every host and state TVs for number one, and on all satellites and satellite channels, they have to use standard Arabic and not slang ones.
That's an excellent point.
And we hope that now with the newly elected parliaments in the Arab world and with the arrival of the Arab Spring, we hope that the new parliaments will come up with regulations, with laws that make it
language planning
obligatory, yes, for all the media, whatever its form, be it television, be it the papers, whatever it must be in standard Arabic.
SubhanAllah. And actually, I know one of my friends from Sarajevo told me he was watching Islamic Channel and they had a sheikh from Tunisia and a sheikh from another country, and the Tunisian said, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you said. It's all in Arabic. SubhanAllah, it's very bad. They couldn't understand each other. But anyways, thank you for that comment. I wanted to share with you guys briefly a couple emails that we had before we say goodbye. We had Muhammad Ibrahim from Nigeria. He said, "Let's Talk is very interesting. Please keep it up." Thank you. Thank you also, Muhammad, for sending us your email. We also had Omu Awal from Nigeria. She says, "I would just like to say salam and ask you to keep up the good work. Jazakallahu khairan." Thank you as well. and for you as well, Jazakumullah khairan as well. We also have Hanan al-Nuhi from Egypt. He says, Assalamu alaikum, I'm very keen on watching your program. Your guests provide us with important information. That's a compliment for you, Dr. Mahmoud and Brother Rafi. You and your crew are doing a great job. Excellent. Of course, they are. Our crew is doing a great job. They're very, very hard workers. So please keep up the good work. Best regards, Hanan. And we want to invite you, Hanan, to the studio. If you're in Egypt, come and see us. We're right here in Cairo, so you can be in the audience if you want to come over and visit us. And we have one more email from Noor Sani from Abuja, who says, what a wonderful and thought-provoking program. Addicted already, mashallah, sent from his BlackBerry Wireless. So thank you guys for sending the email. Give us an email. Give us your thoughts and feedback. Let us know if you like these topics and programs, and suggest topics and programs as well on our Facebook page as well. Let's Talk on Huda TV, as well as our email, which is talk@huda.tv. And you guys, that's the end of this episode, Dr. Mahmoud. The death of Arabic, it hasn't died yet, right? Yeah, it's alive, right? It's alive and well, alhamdulillah. Yeah. Rafi, is it dead or is it alive?
It's still certainly alive.
What do you guys think? Is it alive or dead?
It shall never die.
Go ahead, Doctor. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just want to say that it's preserved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who preserved the Quran, who said in the Quran, I'll just read it in Arabic to make our viewer hear it in Arabic and feel inside himself.
Okay, go ahead.
What he was. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا نحن نزلنا الذكر وإنا له لحافظون. We ourselves, Allah said about himself, we ourselves, we send the dhikr, the Quran, to our Prophet Muhammad, and we ourselves will preserve it till the end of this life. So Arabic language will be preserved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah make us of those who preserved it with him.
Thank you, Akram. Thank you for quoting that verse, because that's the last word. That's it. So thank you so much, Akram. I really appreciate it. You guys at home, you guys got the verdict. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And so until next time, we leave you in the care of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're treading seems all uphill, when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're treading seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the dips are high, and you want to smile but have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but do not ever quit. Success is a failure turned inside out. Let's talk and clear the clouds of doubt. Success is a failure turned inside out. Let's talk